Hello and welcome to a guide to the Disinformation Assignment from Final Stand. This assignment unlocks the DS3 Decoy. Disinformation has the same basic requirements as all the other Final Stand assignments. So you need to be rank 10 or above, you must own the Final Stand DLC, and you must have played on a Final Stand map. Once you have played on a Final Stand map, you can do any of the requirements to these assignments on any map you like. The assignment requirements are you must affect 10 enemies with M84 flashbangs and get 3 melee kills. If you complete both of those requirements, then you unlock the DS3 Decoy. Now, this assignment is pretty simple. The only quirky thing about it is what it means by effect. So we'll look at that a bit later on. First of all, the melee kills. Now I hate getting melee kills. I've got about 20 or so in the entirety of Battlefield 4. I just am all finger and thumbs and go for the wrong button. So what I do is try and find somebody who's not moving and is oblivious. So the top of this hill is a really good place because there's a lot of snipers sit up here. Once they've got their scopes out, they tend not to look behind them. There at the end of the round you can see I have 1 melee kill. It's as simple as that. Just go out, knife people. Here's a similar point on Hangar 21. It's where a lot of snipers hang out, and if you can get around behind it, even though this guy's a support, they're oblivious, they're looking the other way. So quick and easy melee kills. Although having said quick and easy, it did take me 6 rounds to get 3 kills. Now this is where the assignment gets a little odd. I have 2 melee kills, but if you notice I have 1 out of 10 affect 10 enemies with an M84 flashbang. This is where I get a little confused and the assignment goes a little awry. I never had the flashbangs equipped. So the bar underneath this information has 2 sections, one white, one orange. The white one shows the first melee kill that I got in that first round. The orange shows the second melee kill and the 1 flashbang effect. So the assignment definitely thinks that I affected 1 enemy with a flashbang. And this is the loadout I was using. As you can see, I'm armed with smoke grenades. I don't have any flashbangs. Now the only instant I found going back through the video that even involves a flashbang is me getting hit by one. So here I am at point E, we've just captured this point, and in a moment I'm going to get blinded by a flashbang. There we go. This is the only time I see the effect of a flashbang, and I certainly don't throw one. But the assignment definitely says I've affected an enemy with a flashbang. So in the next round I equip flashbangs. It's my standard engineer loadout with the RNMV and smoke swapped out. And I throw flashbangs when I really shouldn't. Remember, you don't need to get the kill, all you need to get is the affect an enemy with a flashbang. So throwing them at somebody who's right in front of you works really well to get the effects. And normally I'd shoot this guy, but I throw a flashbang at him and I get a little X that appears as a hit marker for the flashbang. And again, I know there's a guy around this corner, so I throw the flashbang, you can see the little X flash up, and then I shoot him. And this time the number of flashbangs I threw that got me hit markers tallies with the number of effect enemies I got at the end of the round. So I threw 3 flashbangs, got 3 hit markers, and got 3 effect enemies. Now of course, if you want to make doubly triply sure that you get this assignment, here's a little trick that I came up with. Find a guy lying on the floor, doing nothing, flashbang him, and then stab him. You get 2 for 1 then. I'm guessing he was using a MAV, but I'm not going to complain because I got a free flashbang effect and I got my final melee stab. And to be fair, unless you're as bad at melee as I am, this assignment is pretty easy. And pretty soon you're going to get the 10 flashbang effects. There we go, get the last one, get the kill so I don't die embarrassingly, and I've unlocked Disinformation and the DS3 Decoy. And here it is at the end of the round in the Assignments tab. We have our shiny Disinformation Assignment badge. We've got 10 out of 10 M84 flashbang effects, and we've got 3 out of 3 melee kills. So this assignment's pretty easy, apart from the random nature of what it sometimes think is an effect enemy with a flashbang. So let's take a look at our DS3 Decoy. So the Decoy is a gadget you can use on any class, and what it does is it puts a fake infantry marker on the enemy's mini-map. Now, it's kind of useful, but it's very situational. It relies totally on your enemy using their mini-map. It doesn't have a heat signature, it doesn't make any noise, it doesn't attract their attention in any way other than putting a triangle on the mini-map. So, if you're facing someone like me, who rarely uses the mini-map, it's not that great. Now here, I'm sticking it down behind a rock, because I want everybody looking to that side of the path, not to this side of the path where I am. So hopefully any vehicles coming round there are going to turn their turret that way, and the infantry are going to have to check behind that rock before they come to where I am. So, does it work? Well, simple answer to that in this case is no. A lot of the time you're not going to be intent on your mini-map, you're going to be more intent on who's shooting at you and who's around you that you can actually see. So a mini-map marker is great, but it doesn't always work. To actually use it in any kind of meaningful way, you have to do a lot of planning. And I think this is a gadget that's designed for snipers. So here I am at a flag we actually hold, and I've got the decoy in hand, put it down on the floor, and if you watch it, it actually starts flashing to tell you that it's on. So leave the decoy in that building, and I'm going to move up to a point where I can actually watch it. So I'm not going to do anything but watch the decoy and see what happens. On the minimap, just below the F flag, you can see there's a target. It's a little blue target marker, and that marks the position of your decoy. You see it as a blue target, the enemy is going to see it as somebody from your team sitting in that building. Let's skip forward a bit and see what happens when the enemy appear. So the flag starts flashing, so I know there's bad guys there somewhere, and they're there at the back. But interestingly, rather than staying at the back and holding the point, the guy moves forward and starts moving towards the decoy. So he's even ignoring the fire that's coming in and moving around to that hut and having a look, and so is his mate. But I think the decoy only worked because I just sat and watched them take the flag. I didn't fire at them. I think if somebody's firing at you, you're going to ignore the decoy. So the best scenario for this gadget is snipers using it as bait. So here I'm going to stick it out near a flag, behind cover where it's not obvious what it is. Wait for it to turn on. Well, you don't have to wait for it to turn on, I was just showing you that it does turn on and light up. And then I'm going to lay in wait. Now, anybody who's seen my videos before knows I'm a rubbish sniper. So you're going to see some awful sniping. But I'm using an SRR-61, not using a high mag scope, so I don't get any scope glint, and I've got a silencer on it, so I'm not going to show up on the mini-map. But as you can see, that decoy instantly gets attention, although it does take me more shots than it should to kill that guy. And that's what I think the decoy is useful for. You see, that guy's ignoring it completely, but again, another guy comes in, drawn in by the decoy. So this is how I think the decoy is going to be used. Snipers can put it down near a flag, draw enemies to it, and then get a clear shot at them. Even with my poor sniping skills, I got 2 kills by drawing the enemy into where I wanted them, decent range, in a place where I knew they were going to be restricted, and this gadget works really well for that, and this is the only way I can effectively see it being used. So let's recap on the Disinformation Assignment. you must meet the final stand requirements. So that's rank 10 or above, you must own the final stand DLC, and you must have played on a final stand map. But you can do the assignment on any map once you've played on a final stand map. You must affect 10 enemies with M84 flashbangs, and it seems that you need to get the hit marker to count as an effect. So if you throw a flashbang and you get a hit marker, that counts as an effect. But there are a few random quirks in there where you can get effects without even having a flashbang, or some flashbangs you think should have got an effect don't. But just keep throwing them and you'll get the 10 effects. Then you need 3 melee kills. Now, these kills and these flashbang effects can be done over as many rounds as you need to take, and you can use them on any maps. So don't worry if, like me, you're rubbish at melee kills, you can take as long as you want to get the 3. And if you do both of those, you get the DS3 Decoy. And that's a gadget that you can use on any class, it just takes up a gadget slot, but it seems to be ideal for snipers. Lay it out as bait, snipe away to your heart's content with a silent sniper rifle. So I hope that helps you with the disinformation assignment and gives you some idea of what the DS3 Decoy is useful for. If you click on assignment unlocks, then you will get a playlist of every assignment unlock from Battlefield 4, and if you click on Blindman, then it will subscribe you to my channel. Thanks for watching.